And you might be hearing a lot of bad news around where, your friends are down, or, you personally might be having some challenges with your married life. So today we have Dr. P.T. Sundaran, who will basically talk about 4 ways to build a happy marriage, and how do we avoid conflicts, how do we avoid common issues that can be avoided. We don't get into those challenges, etc. So thanks a lot, Dr. P.T. Sundaran, for joining us today. You're doing a marvelous job. 25,000 plus couples who've got a successful I wouldn't say treatment, but I would say something. They got connected because of you, and more to come. And I really like the ambition of 1 million target of successful couples through your webinars and through your counseling. And you're doing something hatke. So maybe you can talk a bit about yourself, and then let's dig into the 4 ways of building a happy marriage. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ravi. Dr. Sundaram, a relationship mentor. Yeah. So बोलिए कहाँ से शुरू करें? What is that you're expecting from me? I'm very blank. I'm open.
Okay, 4 ways to build a happy marriage. What do we do wrong where we mess up with our relationship, or isko kaise we make it a happy marriage?
So nothing that we do it wrong. These are all nothing but relatively that the life stress which we cannot answer with the human consciousness. Okay. Like any other Indian movie story, husband gets married and income is less and challenges are more, or mother is disempowered, son is taking a challenge. As usual, I would not say anybody is doing intentionally the breaking of marriages.
Okay.
The culture and the stress which the life imposes. Sometimes we cannot answer with our scope of thinking or our scope of models. To tell you frankly, my own story is I come from a very poor family in Hyderabad. My father was in army, then he was in police, and he was a police constable. And as usual, he had his own challenges. He wanted to bring his brothers, his sisters, and he had a very big team, 6 to 7 people. And in that process, my mother was a victim. My mother had a poor self-esteem. She cannot raise her voice against her husband. And naturally, when a mother cannot raise her voice against for fight herself, she cannot fight for herself. How can we expect that she will fight for her son or daughter? And already one stake is that she has to condition if she has to be at the home, she has to take care of my father's brothers and sisters, and most of the energy went out. And sometimes she was so depressed, and when I was 9 years old, she took me, and many times we attempted. I love my mother, and I don't know anything. A baby knows only the mother. Mother is the first world. Whatever mother says, good, bad, that is the world. So she used to always talk about this. ऐसा हो रहा है, ऐसा हो रहा है. So I used to be a spectator. देख रहा है. So I saw my father beating them, my father's brother demanding many things. And I was a mute spectator for that because I was so cautious that I had to protect my mother. One day, my mother told me, "Let's go and go to God." I went there, and she took me to a Hanumanji temple, and she pushed me in the water tank. She pushed herself, and she pressed my nostril, her nostril. I was suffocating. I started like, "What is that you're doing like this, that, this?" And the temple pujari came to my rescue, and he asked me what happened. I told this, and he told the bad name which your mother is going to earn after her committing suicide, will it stop or will it increase? He told it will increase. Do you want that? I don't want that. Then you have to see your mother doesn't commit suicide. So that is where he told that made a very big meaning to me, and he told me why God made you know that is where generally the makes a difference. Why God helped you out so that you help a lot of mothers like your mother. You are one mother who are ready to die for the sake of your mother, but what about the mother who doesn't have a son? That is where it's all of a filmy dialogue went out. हाँ, you have to help many mothers. हाँ करेंगे, 1,000 को करेंगे, करोड़ करेंगे. And yesterday I was doing a international psychiatric conference on suicide risk. I was telling the same thing. See, all the people who have gone to suicide and they come out of this one. See, most of the people who go into suicide, they have a paralytic, overwhelming thing. अरे ऐसा हो गया. It takes a lot of time for recovery. But some people who are recovered, I see there's something like one curve which goes up, comes back. springs back. See, this is a poison. I feel nobody is there for me. I am useless. Go into vacuum and die. Now, once they come out, there's a meaning in that. Somebody's first sentence, what they say is, before going to depression, they say, your mother is there, what will happen? Your father is there, what will happen? You should believe for them. These are all motivational sentences. The person knows, yes, I know mother, I know father. But I'm immune. I am not open to this world. When I am sunk, I am shrinking myself. I do not have the consciousness and the silence. After once it comes, the first thing is somebody tells you, see, do you know why God has helped you out? And the question, yes, why he has helped me out? Because I have drowned the depth of water. This has happened. This has happened. It's a miracle for him. He is having a new learning. Then after what happens, some coincidences. He was school first, or somebody is giving an award. So all the reward things, what happened? Yes, I am useful. So you have been selected for this school. Now you have to pay for national. Arey, what is this? Had I died, this would not happen. That is a lot of serious coincidence. What happened? Where you go into a poison and a vacuum, now you see a meaning into that. While coming out, you see a meaning. Maybe a coincidences, but that makes a much meaning for him. And suddenly, once he realizes, yes, this is for what I am doing it. I did not recognize. Then the passion is born. I call it poison to passion curve. The same thing has happened. My mission. My mother told me, people tell me I have a lot of listening powers. I'm good at listening. Now, when I correlate that passion में listening कैसा आया? I did not develop listening as a skill. It was a necessity for me because my father will talk some sentence against my mother and he will disempower her. So to ensure that to tell my father this is what is sentence, I was so cautious. Not because I want to be a good listener. So that every pain gives you a skill which becomes an asset. So this pain to passion curve makes the difference. All the people I've seen my script, that is where I love NLP. NLP has helped me to discover my own script. NLP is a neuro-linguistic programming, an advanced form of mathematical psychology. Precision-oriented result, you get precision-oriented results. That is my journey. That is where my mission for 1 million couples are formed, and that is it.
Superb, sir.